Well, good evening, everybody. It is a perfect day for the Jimmy Palumbo Show here from the Omni in Atlanta, coming to you live from downtown Mahwah, New Jersey, via downtown Mattawa, New Jersey, with your friend and mine, Mr. Happy Cowboy Fan, thinks they're going to make the playoffs, Dave Sturchio here. Shay, what's up, Dave? How we doing?
I am finally recovered and rejuiced and recharged. It's been a crazy from Saturday to yesterday. I was just nonstop doing a billion things, and it was great. Everything was positive responses all over the place. You had my wrestling event on Saturday went off without a hitch. It was awesome. Then I booked a flight to Vegas on Sunday morning, watched the Cowboys win a football game Monday night.
There you go.
Got back Wednesday. I got back Tuesday night, drove out to PA, Bethlehem, PA for a Mack truck event. That was yesterday. That streamed live on the air. I'm spent, but I'm good.
You know what it's called working in showbiz. Give a entertainer a job and he'll bitch for days about that. Of course, about a month ago, you were checking out, you're raking leaves, bringing the kids to school, bitching and moaning. And now, of course, I'm sure you were underpaid for all these gigs as always.
No. Let me tell you something, Jimmy. Just like like when you land like a corporate gig,
it's the best.
Mack Truck treated me like I was basically Joe Rogan. And they're like, hey,
I love that.
Here's this big swag bag. They gave me like all this new fun shit that I got at home. And then once they told me the rate I was being paid, I was like,
there you go. I've been there. I love that. I always say that's what happened to me on Daredevil, the way it worked out with the Screen Actors Guild. I was like, hey, this is like real money here. Like I could actually go get milk and bread for the kids here at Shay.
No more ramen soup.
No more the ramen noodles are always well stacked in my
That's true.
Situation here. But of course, show number 243 now. This list is really, as those of you listening for the first time here, show number 243. So we go at number 43, and this is for Steve Venditti only. George Frazier, number 43, pitcher on the Yankees. He definitely just drove off the road. Jonathan Loizaga.
Lasagna.
And, of course, Raul Mondesi. You remember him?
Yes.
Then you got, I think is should be retired his number, Jeff Nelson on the Yankees. Oh. They win none of their World Series without him. And, of course, the Giants, you got Percy Ellsworth. And then he just went further down the ditch. Terry Kennard, another guy in the secondary. And, of course, Spider Lockhart for the Giants, who passed away at a young age. Cowboys, Cliff Harris. That's for Dave Sturchio's dad. And, of course, and I did not know this. I should have known this. Elvis Toast Patterson, number 43 on the Cowboys for 1 year. Did you know that?
No.
1993. You remember Elvis
93?
Patterson?
Wait, what was his name?
Elvis. Remember Elvis Patterson he's the guy Parcells, like they called him Toast because he always got beat. He was on one of their championship teams in 91.
He must have played special teams or something like that.
He was the starter for the Giants with the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Oh, no. But you said you went to the Cowboys.
So he went to the Cowboys in 93 for 1 year, and he wore number 4.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would know that roster up and down. I don't remember that guy at all.
Well, you were, first of all, how old were you in 93?
Solid 8.
Okay. So does Miles know the secondary on the Cowboys now?
No, 4. So give him 4 more years and he probably will. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. He'll know the Jet roster.
Can I just cut you off real quick and just say that last night when I got home and I finally got back with my family and I just missed my kids so much. And it was just a great feeling to be back home with the kids. But the best part when they were eating dinner, it was just me and the kids. And Stella looks at me and she goes, "Daddy, are the Knicks playing tonight?"
That's the And did you say, and Uncle Jimmy thinks they stink? Because
I was like, yes, they do, but they're starting past your bedtime in what we call an irrelevant mid-season tournament known as the NBA Cup. And they wind up winning that game anyway, so that's great. So
you have to tell your daughter that NBA November basketball is another course. She's not ready for that.
I am locking on to everything that she loves. Like, this is great.
My daughter loves going to Rutgers games, which is technically criminal if a good lawyer gets involved. All right, we'll get done with the 43s with Jack Sigma, center on Seattle, Kurt Schilling, and also Jeff Rulin. So Venditti's car is over the cliff and in flames at this point. Of course, the baseball card segment here at Shea. Now, here's a guy, God, was I stupid on this guy. I knew him. I definitely knew he was for sure, but I didn't realize how in the annals of Major League Baseball, your friend and mine, Mr. Bob Stanley. Do you remember him?
Not a chance. I remember a Mike Stanley.
You will in just a minute.
Any relation to Bob?
I don't know that, but Bob Stanley was a righty. He pitched in Kearney, New Jersey, here at Shea, but he wasn't born there. 13 years, only with the Red Sox. 115 and 97, 3.64 ERA. So he's a $15 million player now. All with Boston. 1979 All-Star team with a 16 and 12 record with 30 starts, which that stinks. But the Red Sox must have stunk back then. 1983, his ERA was 2.85 as a reliever. 85, his ERA was 2.87. Now, in the postseason, in the 86 American League Championship Series, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 3 walks. We got belted. But in the World Series, he pitched 5 games, 6.1 innings, no runs, 5 hits. However, 1 strike away, Bob Stanley pitching to a young Mookie Wilson.
Oh, boy.
And he drops it in the dirt. Then he was a ground ball pitcher, sinker ball. He gets a ground ball to Buckner, and that'll do it here. He was $1 million a year pitcher, though. He ended up being a pitching coach with the Blue Jays. And 1982, he held the American League record, which this is, unless Joe Torre did this with one of the pitchers. He pitched 168 innings in relief. That's a lot, isn't it? That's almost every game.
Yeah,
really pitched one in today's game. So
I was surprised when you said he pitched 5 games in the World. Like that's every game of the World Series.
That's it. He is in the Red
That doesn't
Sox
happen anymore.
Hall of Fame. And here's one. This is why I do the segment, Dave. Can you name the only player born in Maine to pitch in the All-Star game?
I'm gonna go with Bob Stanley. Bob.
Excellent choice. If I was just driving one day, like, hey, let's take a trip up to Maine and go. I'd just walk into a convenience store and be like, hey, it's so good to be back here in Maine. I made the All-Star team back in 79. Anyway, he also pitched in 83, 10 innings of relief at one game. It's probably one of those extra inning games. So that's your friend of mine. On the back of his card, nothing of anything other than everything I just said. So Bob
Hey, by the way, I read I love, by the way, some of your texts are incredibly timed well when it comes to like random stats of the world. And It stopped me. The last one stopped me and my brother dead in his tracks.
Okay, I was gonna talk about it later, but we can talk about it now.
In a Vegas casino where I'm like, Danny, I was like, sometimes Jimmy will send me like these irrelevant, pointless bullshit, nobody cares stats. And when I read it out loud to him, he like stopped dead in his tracks. He's like, no.
Oh, no, like, the Tom Brady one.
Tom Brady never took a snap. Mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. That is stupid, insane, and stupid irrelevant, but it was just so funny.
You need to break that down. Even Tom Brady never at any point the announcer was like, 3rd and 5 here, the 4th quarter, Brady behind center. They were always had a shot at the playoffs. That means opening day, week 16. That is there. By the way, that to me has to be like Joe D, 56 games. That is, he never took a snap.
First of all, where did you find this?
Someone sent it to me. By the way, I wonder if, I guess it has, they always made it's unbelievable to me. That stat, it just blew me away.
Yeah.
But I got another one coming up, which I haven't sent to you yet, but you might. It has to do with kind of what you do for a living, but slightly. Not for a living, what you also do. Now, my Patreon, we are at 55. We do not have LT yet, but I'm sure we will very shortly. Maybe Hogan or Clark got laid last night. There's another kid on the way. We don't know. I got to wait 18 years to get another Patreon. I also want to give a shout out to Dave Ben. Unfortunately, Dave lost his mom, Teresa Ben, the other day. Dave, I grew up with him in Colonia, New Jersey. She was a real lovely lady. Her dad's still alive, of course. He's like 91, but she was a really nice lady, and I feel bad about that. Also, Donna Kalikowski of ChasingMiracles.com, which we're going to get to in a second. She lost her mother last week as well at 96. They've been very good. And also, I got to give a shout out to Tyson Hogan and Darryl Clark for really, guys, I know you're listening now, being very supportive. I've had some very funny texts with them. I decided to include them in some of my auditions world, letting them know, giving them a little peer behind the curtain of what it's like to be an actor here.
It's what happens when you pay for the Patreon. You get those exclusive.
I said,
Jimmy, you get those exclusive bourbon-esque texts at 12:30 in the morning from Jimmy. Yeah.
Yes, you will get.
Congratulations to Tyson and company.
But yeah, so they got a kick in. Thank you guys. I know you got like 6 family members each. But hey, listen, you know what though? I'm figuring. Wait a minute, Darryl Clark and Tyson Hogan, with the Thanksgiving holidays coming up, you might be hanging out with some more family. So I think when you're cutting that turkey, looking across that table, I think the first thing you should say is give thanks and then say, which one of these at the table is not a Patreon member here? And of course, if you could throw one Dave's way at Chop Sports, that's always appreciated here.
Which they do. Those guys are great.
So anyway, late night with Jimmy Palumbo here. Come on down. ChasingMiracles.com. Stem cell patches. Shit your body needs. This is something. They also sell this thing. I'm going to hold it up. I have it here. It's called Trim. It's a dietary supplement. You put it in a glass of water and drink it down. I got to get them to you. She gave me a few extra, which I had to get to Dave. You're into that kind of thing. So ChasingMiracles.com. Non-invasive shit your body needs. Go talk to Tommy and Donna. Go to ChasingMiracles.com here. All right. We could talk about the Giants. You know, listen, I've been hard on the Giants, rightfully so. But you know, I'm starting to think it's weird, and I'm never positive about my football teams. And this is another game the Giants should have won. And in the previous years, the Giants, they didn't have any chance of winning any of the games, really. But this year, I think the Giants should be Vegas odds, they should be in the playoff hunt at this point. They should have won about 4 games. And even though the quarterback, Winston, was throwing the ball around, the Giants really blew. I think the Packers stink. The Giants should have won this game. And there's a few that also they should have won. So I got to give a shout out. As not good as I think they are, they've really had an odd season compared to the normal stink. It's a different flavor of stink.
Different stench.
Different stench. Maybe there's some kind of core thing going on there. I doubt it. I don't think they should be playing Dart this week. Why would you do that? But supposedly he's clearing the thing, and you got to play him, the Lions.
He needs. I don't think they should call any design runs, but I do think that if there's a chance for him to play, he should get in there and play and get these reps for his rookie season, just to kind of propel him to next year. And
you know what? I agree, but maybe
like he's not gonna get the shit kicked out of him. I don't think. You know what I mean?
I think he should do one more week. I would have sat him another. But first of all, it's not announced he's gonna play, but it looks like he might. But listen. Another thing, it's like, hey, dude, where's your coaching staff? You got to slide, bro. And your offensive coordinator, no design sweeps. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, no, that's too much.
No one does that anymore. I mean, they all do in the beginning. I'm sure Dak Prescott ran like that. And all of a sudden, you know what happens? You get hit once. And who just Tyson Hogan with the Bing Crosby mug. That's so great. He picked up on right there. It's the holidays. Bing's my guy. One of my favorite entertainers. I could do a whole show on Bing. Anyway, the Giants, of course, you were in Vegas with the Cowboys.
Well, we'll stay with the Giants for 1 second, because I got to get your thoughts, and I know you brought it up yesterday in a text. So, you know me, I'm a wrestling guy, right? And one of your new rookie shiny new toys, who's on the IR right now, recovering from a broken ankle, showed up on Monday Night Raw at John Cena's final match at the Madison Square Garden. Your thoughts on him being shoved around and having himself a good time?
At first I was like, what are you doing, you boob? And then I realized, I said to myself, you know what? First of all, it was like there was a bunch of Giants there. You know that? And it had to do with rookies. They have these teams let the rookies go out. It was more to the story. Should he have been in a tussle? But I heard it was, and these things can be rehearsed.
Of course.
And look, I don't think he was ever in danger. And listen,
They would never put him in danger. And
if the Giants were at 9-3, I'd be out of my mind. Like, what are you doing there? But the Giants think he's hurt. He's in a protective boot.
Listen, he's a kid, right?
He's 22 years old.
I think there's too many expectations out of fans nowadays that it's like, if you're hurt, you are not permitted to do a damn thing other than rehab. Like, that is not the way the world works. So,
and also, he might have never been hurt. My buddy Eddie Zucker got hurt. It was my roommate, D1 basketball player. And when a guy never gets hurt before and he's hurt, it can fuck with you. You're home, you can't move.
Right, and he's probably like bedridden and rehabbing, and if somebody like Carter or another rookie for the Giants said, "Look, we got this opportunity to go to this big event at the Garden. You want to go? We're front row." They even said something about maybe getting involved with some of the bad guys in the show. Like, he's like, "Yeah, let's rock and roll." Like, you cannot expect these guys to just be like, just one track minded the entire time.
And also, listen, I'm not a wrestling guy. I don't follow that shit. You do a lot. If you're a childhood a fan since you're 7 of wrestling, and all of a sudden you're 22 and you get a little, in other words, that would be like me, if God forbid I became a star and Rutgers said, "Hey, Jimmy, you want to like grab the microphone and lead the team out of something?" I'll be like, "Of course." Even if my producer says, "Dude, you got to be on the set by 8 a.m. tomorrow." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm going to the big house."
You literally live once.
Right. So
make it all count. Have a good time. Like, enough.
And listen, odds are, who knows? Skattebo could be one of those guys 2 or 3 years. He can't spell his name anymore. 8 concussions, whatever. and he could end up being at a wrestling night at a band. He could be, and listen,
he could be working for me in 3 years.
There you go. He could be on the show. It could be a third guy in the middle here. I don't have a problem with it. It's just, I don't have a problem with it. I did, but I will say, I think the Packers stink. Ooh. They ain't going.
They're not playing good complimentary football. Right now, I think people are touting Jordan Love a little bit too much. He's to me, when I watch Jordan Love play, I see Dak Prescott. Meaning, like, when he's on, he is absolutely on, but when he's off, he looks like he's never played the game before.
I agree. So now I know you went to Vegas. You saw the Cowboys. How nice is the stadium?
Oh man, like that place.
Is it nicer? It looked from the video. I watched why I was watching the game, I don't know, but I was. From the sky, from the overhead, because I always tell I hate Giants Stadium, MetLife, whatever the fuck they call it. And I know, like, when you look at the Cowboys Stadium, I'm like, why is the Cowboys Stadium so much nicer than ours? And then they show the aerial view of this one. I'm like, ooh,
they're calling it the Death Star for a reason. It looks like a ship right out of Star Wars. It was so nice. So accessible, right? So, like,
I was like to taking a piss, getting a beer, all that shit was.
Everything was just seamless. Like, every time you look down, and my brother came back, he was like, "Here," just kept giving me beers. Right. I'm like, this is great. Like, it was a very nice stadium.
How was the parking and stuff? Was it easy to get into?
That's another thing, man. I gotta tell, I'm putting New Jersey on notice right now, and I'm talking about Giants, Jets, Rutgers, all the football that we have in this state. Get on their level, because let me tell you something. I caught wind via Twitter, because people follow me on Twitter for the Cowboys place, and they're like, "You got to go to Lot J." And I'm like, all right, I don't know where Lot J is, but okay, fine. Once I found Lot J and I found out, like, how these guys party and tailgate, you would think that they're in contention for the Super Bowl the way these guys party. There was a whole, like, the whole perimeter of Lot J was surrounded by tents and drinking parties, and, like, these people are making drinks for strangers, and all you got to do is tip them. So, but here's the funny part. Me and my brother, and there's a bunch of Cowboys fans. Don't get it twisted. Like, we took over that place, but, like, in the pregame, that's where these guys win and shine. So, like, when my brother was like, "You want a drink?" I said, "Yeah, but where are you gonna go? We didn't bring anything. We just entered a parking lot." He goes, "I don't know." And he just walks up to this table and he's like, "Can I get a Jack and Coke and some kind of bourbon or whatever?" They were just like, "Yeah, sure." And the hospitality that the Raiders fans show, which they do get a bad rep. There's a lot of, like, gang members and shit out there.
That's because it's not in Oakland anymore. But I mean,
it's not in Oakland anymore. But the Vegas Raiders fans were just welcoming people. They were happy. They were just having a good time, and, like, it was surreal.
I got to ask you another question, because I heard this from a few people. I get it verified now. I was told that from the very beginning, the reason why they're even in Las Vegas is because they knew that every away team coming in now the Cowboys draw anyway. There's a different point though. So when Cleveland plays Vegas, when Dallas, Eagles,
Cleveland's going there this week, as a matter of fact.
Guys like you and I are like, hey, dude, let's go.
So
there must have been a tremendous amount of like kind of non-Las Vegas people just outside.
Yeah, no. So that was the goal. Like I scouted this out from 2 years out because I'm a psycho and I know when like Dallas is going on the road in certain years. So I was like, you know what? In 2025, when I turn 40, Dallas is actually going to Vegas. It's just based on the schedule. I don't know when it's going to be on the schedule, but like I know they're going to Vegas. So like I think that's the mentality of every fan base because, and let me tell you something, and I feel bad for a lot of my guys because, or a lot of guys that I know, because I paid a certain amount. I'll full disclosure, I paid about $400 a ticket, but
that's a lot.
The guy that hooked me up from Savvy Seats, originally they were all the way upstairs, and I was like, whatever, I'm in the building, it's all good.
Right.
He emailed me the Saturday right before my show started, and he's like, check your email. I said, all right, check my email. We got seats in the 200s for no additional costs. So, like, he hooked it up. We had great seats. But people that went out there that didn't have tickets, that were doing the whole, we'll just get it closer to game time, dude, this is the first time I've ever seen this happen. Usually these tickets, they drop right before the game. There was guys that went out to Vegas. When they landed in Vegas, tickets were $600-$700, right? And they're like, that's steep. I'll just wait. They waited till game time. The tickets were $2,500 to get in the building. So like the Raider fans know, the Raider season ticket holder fans know that these guys, the Cowboys this is probably up there, and I'm not bullshitting, there with the Super Bowl because the Dallas Cowboy fans roll deep. The Vegas fans have the tickets, and it's just one of those things where you're like, I got to get in the building, right? And I'm here already. I had one friend out there, Jimmy, that didn't go to the game because of that. Like he wound up at the Mandalay Bay just hanging out at the bar watching the game. I said, man, you came all the way to Vegas to go to the game.
Well, once you fly in,
got jacked up, you didn't even go. That's terrible.
Yeah. Once you fly in, they know that's a good, you know what? The next time the Giants play there, I'd love to go out there for that. I don't know why. I just do.
And like I said, hospitality, it was incredible. Like the people there were great.
Okay. But always remember this, when you travel to any game, fans out there, this is a PSA from Jimmy Palumbo. If your team loses, the entire trip's a bust. That's the way it is. So, no doubt. And I
can tell you that there was a moment in my trip where obviously we're at the game and the way it started, Prescott fumbles on like the opening drive. And I was like, oh God, this is going to be one of those like, how could the Cowboys lose that I rated, right? And then obviously, they got rolling and shit. Did you hear about why CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens were benched?
No, what'd they do? Strip club?
So game starts. The Cowboys get the ball to start the game. And I'm looking, I'm like, that's Jalen Tolbert and that's Ryan Florent. Where the frig is Pickens and Lamb? Why aren't they on the field? Schottenheimer benched them for the first series. Now I'm thinking maybe it was like, for me, like off the top of my head, I was like, maybe they're taking a series off for Marshawn Nealon, who just passed away. Maybe it was like a homage. No. They were spotted at the Red Rock Casino at 7 a.m.
On Monday morning?
On Monday morning. And CeeDee Lamb, one of the two, Lamb or Pickens, was yakking on the street. Like,
oh, really?
But bro, you know what? I said, bro, they put up 200 yards total combined. I'm like, let them gamble whenever the fuck they want.
I know, but you know what?
These guys balled out and they were hung over as shit. It was amazing. But yeah, the disciplinary action from Brian Schottenheimer was like, you're not starting this game.
Well, listen, that's maybe they read Lawrence Taylor's book. Drinking at 7 a.m. is no big deal, man. That's like,
or maybe that's the thing. They're not drinking at 7 a.m. They're out the whole night before and they kept going. So
that's brutal.
Fantastic. It felt like the Cowboys. It's been a long time since any bad news came out of like any Cowboys player. It felt like Michael Irvin and the Coke. You know what I'm saying? Like the really good shit.
Listen, you know how I feel that way about Rutgers and the Giants. I'm so sick of everybody being nice. I don't want no man of the year. I want I want a guy to sit out of games. You have 56 guys on the roster, whatever the fuck it is. And you got to have like 10 guys who are like, nah, I don't really want to. I don't want Miles to meet them. You know what I'm saying? Like when everybody's really nice, they came over, they shook my hand. You want a couple of guys who just, you know what? Every team needs at least 5 Plaxico Burress. That's, the difference between Skattebo and Burress is that Burris went to a shitty nightclub in Manhattan and shot himself in the foot. Like,
yeah, I mean, these guys are boozing and yakking. It's whatever. But like the best part, I tell you right now, the best part about being out there is knowing that like when the game was over and the Cowboys won the football game and I'm going nuts and I'm in the bag, but I'm functioning because I remember every play. But like, I'm like, man, this is great. And then I look down at my phone and I'm like, it's 8:00.
I told you that.
Oh man, like this. All right, we're going out.
Listen, I told you when I lived in LA, the game start. They're instead of 1-4, it's 10-1.
There was a Madrid game or something. It started at 6:30 in the morning.
Right. But let me tell you something. It's great when you're out, especially you're out in LA. Like you can watch football all day and get home. It's 4:00. You can rake leaves. You can take the kids to the park. It's like
crazy.
It's great. But
I would sign up for West Coast time all day.
It takes you a good year though to get used to the 10 a.m. start.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I got out there, like we flew out, our flight was 7:30 Sunday morning. And remember, I had my wrestling event the night before. So I got up at 4:00 after getting home at midnight. So like 4 hours of sleep, barely anything, got the 5-hour flight. And I figured once I get to Vegas, I'm going to be rejuvenated and feeling good. Dude, it was like midway through the day and my brother looked at me like, what's going on? I'm like, dude, I don't know if I could do this. Like, I am so tired. Like, well, I'm so tired.
Here's the worst part about Vegas. You walk in, and all you hear is doodle-doo, 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 and you're like, "Oh my God, get that noise out of my face!"
And let me tell you something. It's a rare thing. But I came home with more cash in my pocket than I came there with. So
you win blackjack or what?
I won blackjack. Not only that, so the first night I went out there, I lost a couple hands, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oof, damn, that was a quick fucking $100. Like, holy shit. Right. So I'm bent about that, but I didn't care. I'm in Vegas. Let's drink, let's party. But like when the Cowboys won the football game, and we got back to our hotel. I was in the bed. I was like, dude, I met out with Brett Ernst. He was out there. So we met up. Or hanging out, drinking. And I said, all right, you know what? I got this $100 chip. I'm not going to go home with it. I'll just play it, pretty much throw it out at this point because it's like I'm not going to win. I sat down, Jimmy, 3 hands in a row, blackjack. And I was like,
there you go.
And then at that point, I was like, I'm done. Right. And I stood up and like my brother was like, you're done? You've been playing for 3 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I just tripled my money. I'm out of here. Like, I'm done.
Well, you know what? Of course, now see, Vegas, they have algorithms, and you're the perfect guy for this.
I'm the perfect guy they hate when I get up and leave.
Yeah, but you know what? They put a little seed. I guarantee 4 years from now, when we're on show 7,000, you are going to end up back in Vegas at a Cowboy game, and you're going to have it all back. You're going to have a confidence.
I'm at the cashier. I'm at the cashier getting a couple $100, and like they're like, see you in a couple years. You'll be back.
You'll be back. They got you. Happened to me many times. All right, so Vegas Cowboys, God bless.
Good times.
Now, I decided to do something. The Rutgers, they were a bye week. Now they got an easy game. They play Ohio State on the road. They are teach Miles how to count cards. That's funny. Rutgers, Ohio State this week. Noon start. God, is that an unwinnable game for in my career watching sports? It's the most unwinnable game I've ever seen. So everybody talks about there are no moral victories. Not this week. Here are my moral victories for
what's the spread?
31.5. Okay. So here are I tried to come up with a list. Any one of these happens to me, it's a moral victory. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
No runs by Ohio State over 50 yards.
Okay.
No pass plays over 60 yards. That's a moral victory. Score first. Field goal, safety, just a score first, moral victory. Covering the spread at half.
Oh.
Okay. Fourth quarter, a 3-possession game. That means 24 points. Okay. Okay. Stop.
You know what? 3 touchdowns. We're only going to be down by another 2 touchdowns. We're in this.
We're in this. Stop them on 2 fourth-down plays throughout the game.
Well, why would they go for it on 4th down? They're going to be rolling. First of all, is that how about this? A moral victory for you. Get Ohio State to 4th down.
Okay. I'll add that one. One block kick of any kind, whether it's the wind blows the ball down at the tee,
that's not going to happen.
Here's another one. Ohio State burns 2 timeouts in the second half.
Frustrated timeouts.
Frustrated.
Like they're like, God damn it,
Okay. And to me, this is one that's very possible. 3 and out on their first series.
Oof.
That's tough. That's
if they go 3 and out in their first series, I want to be a fly on the wall in Jimmy's house. Just like, all right.
And also, will Rutgers cross midfield 5 times?
Yes. How many?
5.
I don't know. That one's tough. That one's tough.
Now, I will tell you that the guy in the Howard Kasoy from the New York Post, who does his, which you should be reading every week. He does every Thursday, does a college thing. I have to email him. How funny is this? I email him because he doesn't include Rutgers ever in like his 20 games. And I'm like Rutgers is playing like Michigan State this week, or Michigan. Like he's like, it's not never included. And he actually put Rutgers in this week, and he has them covering the spread with a theory that Ohio State's only played one top 20 team, and that was the first week of the season, Texas, which I didn't know. I don't care what anybody says. I think this game is it's just an unwinnable game.
If we have any of our friends out there who are not in Jersey who would like to play some bets for me and Jimmy, because we can't bet on Rutgers in New Jersey. So
no, you can't. So we might have to.
You know what? Rightfully so. Thank God. God. Unless you go to the offshore or you got a guy, like either way.
Everybody thinks it's because like New Jersey's trying to protect college players. I think it's because the FanDuel's like, you know what? We're gonna lose the college thing. Nobody cares.
We're gonna sink as a state if we let people gamble against Rutgers. The FanDuel will lose their ass if they decide. Yeah, let Rutgers fans bet against Rutgers every week. No, that doesn't. That's not a thing.
I in the Tom Brady. I hang on one second. Just let me get. Okay, that's his name. In the Tom Brady-esque moment of the show. I don't know if you know this. This is the thing you'll have it semi-interest in. Do you realize what the wrestling coach at Penn State has done?
No.
Okay, here we go. Ready? His first year as a head coach was 2010, 15 years ago.
Sure. 12
national championships. Okay, that's number one.
So he's the Belichick of.
Okay, time out. It gets worse. In high school, as a wrestler, he won the state championship 4 years in a row. Okay, that's been done a few times. In college, he won the national championship at Iowa State 4 times. And his record was, he had a little trouble. His record was 159-0. Okay? He's also had 90 individual national champions. Do you understand that? That is, I don't know of Dave. 15 years as a coach, he won the national title 12 times, and he's in the Big Ten, which means Michigan, Ohio State, Rutgers is awesome in wrestling.
I would hate to know. I'd love to know what his reaction would be with like a loss, like singular loss, like one. Like,
well, here's his theory. He actually publicly said this. He goes, it's easy being an underdog. Crowd loves you. You're in a close. He goes, what's harder is to know you're better. Know you're going to win, know you should win, and then win. Like 90 of his wrestlers in 15 years have won that. Rutgers has 2 in the last 3 years.
I get proud of Paz for being an All-American.
Oh, my God. I'd love to get Paz. This guy, I don't know what, I mean, he's the best coach ever. I mean, like Miller Huggins, Joe McCarthy. With
hard to argue. I mean.
The guy didn't lose in college. And Ohio State, Iowa State, they don't wrestle like, Iowa Central Community College. They wrestle big schools. Oh, my. Anyway, Rutgers Hoops, of course, is 4-0. We'd probably be 5-0. They play tomorrow night. And then here come the Aggies. They have a schedule after this. They play Tennessee, Notre Dame, Purdue, Michigan, and Seton Hall. So Rutgers fans out there, enjoy the 5-0. We will be 5-5. And then we play Linden and Carteret. Rutgers is going to be, if they're 7-5, that's the way they should be. All right, Johnny Box, we'll see you. Safe flight. Rutgers Hoops. I watched the game the other night. I don't know, man. They just, I will tell you this: American is the guy's theory is just shoot threes. And the first start of the game, Rutgers was down 11 because they didn't miss. And I heard the announcer say they shoot a lot of threes, but this year they haven't made him as much. And I went, uh-oh. And then they missed like the next 93s in a row. But we hung on to beat American. Jesus. Awful. But we're 4-0. I don't know. I think we're going to stink. Which brings us to OxyMagicUSA.com here. Oxy Magic, OXY, MagicUSA.com. Dave with the finger point. Dave's used them. I've used them. They're great guys. Tom and Natalie, they own this company. Drying time about 3 to 4 hours. All green seal. The guy comes, he moves the furniture around. It's the most for me anyway, the most non-disruptive
I was going to say, I moved the couch with my guys.
Okay, well, he didn't have to quite move my couch.
He had game one look at me like, come here. There's no way I'm doing this by myself.
Maybe my guy was a fan of beer league, so he was.
Or he saw an old brittle old man and he said, "You know what? I would never do this to my grandfather."
But it could have been. But you know what? That's totally true. He looked at you, you big fat fuck, and he said, "Let this guy move the couch." Exactly what he said. If it was me, I would have had your wife move the couch if she was out there. But go check them out. Oxy Magic, one of the best carpet cleaners. They have 80 locations. They also have company financing here from the Omni. And so that is that. Now, I got a show tonight in downtown Fort Lee at the Barrymore Film Center, which is an old theater they renovated, I think, maybe 8 years ago. It's called Punchline at the Palisades. I love those names like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, sounds like a big fight feel.
Give a call 201-585-0601. Tickets are still available. We are not sold out yet. And go check it out. We got a pretty nice, I think I'm middling up. I'm going to do 30 minutes, 25 minutes. Hopefully I won't shit the bed, but go to Fort Lee, the Barrymore Film Center here from the Omni.
I see you went rogue again last night and posted it after I already posted it 2 days ago. So
I know, but you know what? I was the guy texted me and says, "Can you post it again?" So I just didn't want. I figured you were jerking around. I knew you were busy. I would not have done that. I told you.
I still work for you. I mean, I was back by last night.
I knew you were like you were in Pennsylvania.
I did, however, sleep about a solid 10 hours last night. So I was gone.
When I texted you before, you were definitely not. I'm scrambling. I've been there a million times. This week was rough in many ways, showbiz wise. I had a couple of big auditions, and I had a big callback on Friday for Jim Beam, the alcohol. And it's so frustrating because these liquor commercials, they're going to air the shit out of it. And might even be a Super Bowl spot. I don't know. But I can't. I guess now that I got released, I could say whatever I want, but I don't want to deal with that. It was a big spot. I had the callback. I couldn't have done better at the callback. I was like, I thought I lit it up. You always think you kick ass and all of a sudden you wait. But I do know when you win the gig, you get a call right away. They don't even let you get in your car like, "Hey, Jimmy, we're going to put a pin in you." That's how you know you're close. And the phone, I got text only from Dave Sturcho for the next 3 days. I'm like, oh shit. And then I got released, which sucks. But I do have had a big one yesterday for FanDuel.
Was this the reshoot with Doug?
No, just an audition for that was DraftKings. This is FanDuel.
Look at you. You're all over the place.
And this one will be all I'm going to say is this. I just went on the first audition. The callbacks are tomorrow, so if I don't get a call in the next 3 hours, I'm fucked. But this one will be a huge commercial. There's gonna huge. I could see. I don't want to tell anybody anything more than that. But I'll be a small part of a much bigger situation. But the check's still clear. So, and I also had an audition this week for. This has been frustrating because I have an audition today for yesterday for a pilot, and a big shout out to my buddy Dave DeLisi being my reader. Just helped me set the lights up and the microphones and all that shit. It's for a pilot. It's one of those things like I always say, showbiz, everybody talks about, and you're going to hate this, what I'm about to say. And I sometimes text you, you know what I'm saying in a second. Oh, the journey. Yeah, I get that. But you know what, Dave? When they kick it to you outside the 3-point line, you got to make that shot. Like, you could talk about the journey and the words I hate to hear, journey. process. It's like,
no. I think it's an age thing, though. Honestly, like the journey was. I don't want to say it's over. You've reached your destination as far as like what you're going to be doing with your life.
Two out, two on, two out. You got to you slap a base hit in the center field. It's like so when you get these calls. I was texting with Tyson and Daryl Clark, my Patreon boys.
Tyson's your emotional support fan.
No, I was texting him. Well, they were asking me, I said, I let him in on because people that don't realize the pain that sometimes, you're like, oh, you're right. It's like being inside the 5 all game and you don't get in. It's like frustrating as hell. But I did have one. So the one yesterday was for it would be like 6 episodes. I'd be in I think Toronto for a little bit, and that would be awesome. The one today is another big one, the big names in some of these TV shows. So, and then part of me is like, it's still better to book the FanDuel spot because it pays more than the TV show. But it's just like, I got to give a shout out to my agents, Henderson Hogan.
I was just going to say, you got to credit your agent because
I always have.
Since hiring this new agent, I've never seen you more active as far as.
Well, it's the same agent, Henderson Hogan over there, and David and Alex have been great. And also my manager, Denise Hardigan over there, D Hart Talent. She's been great. She, what, at the end of the day, when you're not a star, there's another educational moment here, Shay. There's a thing called Actors Access, and that's where the breakdowns are. Every day there's a list of roles available. And the job of an agent and or manager is to look at that every day like it's ESPN scores on a Sunday afternoon. Mm-hmm. And when they see, male 50 to 65 or whatever, 50 to 70 at this point, and it fits my role, they got to submit. And when, I'm not privy to shows that are like, oh, there's something going on in March. Let me see if we can get Jimmy in. No, I'm one of those actors where it's got to come out on breakdowns. My agent's got to submit. Casting directors know me, though. They do. And I think some of them like what I do. They know I can shoot. And then you got to go in and you got to hit the bucket. And then you're up against too fat, too skinny, not Italian, too East Coast, not East Coast enough. He's got not enough hair, too much hair. You name it. I've been on the other side of it, but I've also been on the pro side of that. So you win games that way. Everybody talks about, oh, I was too short or too tall. I'm like, yeah, but you booked that one job, you stink, but you were just tall enough. That's why you got it. So you win and lose games by all that crap. But yeah, I have been getting more auditions. I've also had a couple of huge voiceover auditions, man. I'm talking about the kind of things where if God forbid I buried a half-court jumper at the buzzer, it'd be like, we're talking like, companies like Ford, Chevy, and the ones where you're like, oh, Palumbo getting involved. But of course, you don't hear shit, and that's how it goes. But striking out, man, when you're right there inside the 5 and you're rolling out, the linebacker just comes in and chops you at the legs. You stick the ball out, no pylon. But so I got Hogan and Clark rooting for me. Also, big day on Sunday, we have a read-through, which I just got you involved with. I told you should be getting an email soon. We're having a read-through with the cast. We actually wrote the pilots, episode 1. We actually got 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's 4 episodes, which we just did. Me and Tom worked. We had a draft, and then we worked on it again last night. We really like what we're doing here. I think it's cool what we're trying to do. I really like. I'm usually a little negative, but I think we're on the right path here. And then I knew I was trying to kid around. At first, I wasn't going to have you in on the read through, but I'm like, no, we got this idea, which I didn't want to. I can't share it, but there's a little dumb idea that I think is funny if we could pull it off, where the audience is like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, that kind of shit. Not the chair company, which, by the way,
we didn't talk about it.
Okay, hang on. We're gonna let me get to this beer league thing. So we got 4 episodes. All the cast going to be there, and so it should be fun. Now, we could talk about the chair company. Okay, now listen. The difference between last show, those of you scoring at home, I begged Dave Sturcio to watch the chair company. He was like, all right. I was like, no. Episode 5 at the end, you will text me, and you were like, "Oh, baby, you gotta do it." And then, of course, you watched episode 5, and I don't know. I guess we should blow it. It doesn't matter. But in episode 5, in the last 6 seconds, as part of a montage of a Christmas Scrooge theme, Scrooge, which was superimposed with Albert Finney, how they got the rights to that, I don't know. He suddenly whips out his Johnson, and a woman is on her knees. And not only do you see the whole thing, she also takes in the whole thing.
She performs.
She performs. It was the most pornographic thing I've ever seen on television. Now, you told me your wife had fallen asleep at that point.
Yes.
And you did not wake her up.
I woke her up with my reaction, and it was by the time she comes to, she's like, "What's happened?" I was like, "You don't understand what I just watched on HBO. Like, it's not Netflix, it's not Amazon Prime. It's like, it's obtainable for anybody to see this." And like I said, I've seen a lot of crazy shit. I mean, we watched the monster thing with a bunch of, nipple and cutting people off. Dude, this is by far the craziest thing I've ever seen on a sitcom. Right, because that's what this is, right?
Yeah, it's just a funny show, and all of a sudden, it's like, you want to talk about the Knicks want to talk it over. How quickly would you have been calling it? I would have been like Pat Riley. The ball would have been in the hoop.
And then she has the audacity to say, "Rewind it." I said, "I'm never watching that again." Like that, it was one of those things where it's burned in your fucking skull forever.
What if you were watching it during the day and your kids are playing?
Well, the problem is, I would never watch something like that during the day. But there's a chance, and this is, I don't know about you, or I've watched a lot of good stuff with my parents. Like we were Entourage fans when it was like live every Sunday night, right, Sopranos, all that stuff. So like we've seen, it's an uncomfortable feeling for me, at least, when I'm like with my dad and my bonus mom, and you see something where you're like, all right, And if I was sitting there watching this shit with my father and my bonus mom, I would be like, should I leave? Like, I don't know. How do we handle this? Like, this is a lot.
Now my buddy Dave, I told him, and he watched it, and he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" Then I had to break it down for him, just as we're doing now. I'm like, "Dude, this is a television show, and it was completely as pornographic as you can get on a publicly traded TV show." I think. Anyway. I thought it was, and also the next episode of the show was on, and
I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, the show to me, that's the theme of my TV show thing here. The Chair Company, it's like the first 3 or 4 episodes are awesome. I didn't even understand episode 5 except for the end. I understood that, but the end. That's another thing. The ending of that didn't have anything to do with the plot.
Zero.
It wasn't like, oh, he's flirting with a girl, and at the end, no, it was
well, you could tell. Well, just that character is a little bit of a hornball.
Yes,
like, because when they're at the bar and he's playing the video game at the bar, and the girls he's like, "She's beautiful," you know what I mean? Like,
right. But that
goes along with his character. But again, it had 0.0 relevance to do with the show.
The show to me got a little too wacky now. Also, same thing with Tulsa Kings. I like the show. I got to
catch up. I think I'm 1 behind or 2 behind.
The show to me just like I don't put it this way. I don't think Taylor Sheridan is involved in the writing of the show. His name comes up. I don't think he even looks at the scripts, if you ask me. The other show, which I love. Now, you didn't see Landman yet, have you?
Not yet. That's next on the list. That'll probably be a tomorrow night viewing.
I won't tell you anything other than, listen. You know what it's like? It's like a team wins the Super Bowl, and opening day is on Sunday Night Football, and it's almost like they telegraphed like Allie Larder and the daughter, and it's like, no, the first one they kind of Like,
they didn't have to explain it. It was just unspoken.
This was forced.
This is now, it's like, okay, they're in a bikini way too long now.
Yeah.
Like,
but no, even you'll see what
they get it. Listen, Landman aren't stupid. They know idiots like us are talking about how, like, don't get me wrong, Billy Bob, he crushes it. Everybody in there, it's a great show, but like, we're all talking about Allie and her daughter. You know what I mean? Like, okay,
I know, but the way it was done organically in the first one, this time it's like, all right, now it's like, now it's almost like you're getting annoyed by him now. So
I got a show for you. I got a show for you. I started it before I left for Vegas. We caught up last night. I think we have like an episode left. It's on Peacock. All Her Fault. It's called All Her Fault.
Well, I like the title as a divorce.
Yeah, right. I highly recommend. It's very, very good.
Who's in it? Anybody know?
That's the thing. Like, you'll see a bunch of people like, oh yeah, oh okay, oh okay, but like nobody like Demi Moore or anything like that. Like, it's just like, you've seen these people before, but man, it is captivating shit. There's been multiple times every episode where I was like dropping the C word. I was like, this fucking cunt. You know, I was just like, I was so angry at certain things.
Show drops the C word.
Yeah, but even my wife was watching it. She's like, oh my gosh, she's involved. No, he's involved. It's one of those like, who done it? It's it's very good, very well done.
I will have to. It's All Her Fault.
All Her Fault. Yeah.
I like that. That's a great title here from the Omni. All right. Well, of course, the odds are your carpets are filthy, so you call up Oxy Magic. And I'm also guessing you can't see shit. And if you can't see shit, you got to call Absolute Eyewear, which Dave, looks like I know your eyes are going. You can't see shit now. You'll be there soon enough. 42 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey. Absolute Eyewear, 732-326-3937. Go talk to Craig and Janine Jaybird Mashaud. Give them a call or go down there, get some Ray-Bans and all, Ralph Lauren, Jimmy Choo. They got everything over there. $100 off a complete pair if you mention me, Dave, Chop Sports, Jimmy Palumbo, Rutgers, Giants, Skattebo. Basically, all you got to do is say hello.
Just go in there and breathe. And you get a discount.
And as far as I know, the heating and air conditioning is working because every time Dave shows up, all their facilities shut down. They're open 5 days a week, closed Wednesdays for softball and Sunday because the football Giants are on the air. Go check them out. They're awesome people. I tailgate with Janine at the Rutgers games, and Craig is my right.
Should I anticipate any kind of action next week for Penn State?
Well, I don't know what's going on there with that. I have not, with Thanksgiving in the middle of all that, we got to figure that there might be a ticket available. I don't know.
Okay.
My daughter may be taking your ticket. I'm not sure, but I'll find out from Hank.
Natalie, don't you? It's the last one.
Don't
do it.
I'm curious, and maybe, you know what? I'll give you an assignment. We could talk about it next week. After the game Saturday, go online and see what the tickets are going for.
After they get the doors blown off from Ohio State?
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking some of the Penn State fans that wanted to go to the game, thinking they were going to be good, are now dumping the tickets.
Yeah, well, I also think because of the fact that, all signs pointing to Rutgers losing this week, like it puts the pressure on next week as every a win, and you're bowl eligible. So it's a big one. It's a very big game for Rutgers to close the season.
Penn State could lose to Nebraska, and then they're not bowl eligible.
And then they won't make the trip. Yeah, I don't know.
And also, who knows? We don't know. I'm just curious what the ticket prices will be. Maybe you can buy a cheap one and just get in the building and tailgate us. If I think I'm going to say there'll be a possibility. Although my brother.
Well, now Hank's friends with me on Facebook. Maybe I'll just drop him a line.
Drop him a line. Yeah, I'll put the word out though. We'll have to do the same route. 3:30 start for Penn State though. That's Saturday. And it looks like the weather's going to be like 40. I know it's going to. Right now it says sunny, but I know there'll be 40
it's
degrees.
It's going to be dreary and
with a dreary drizzle. And Penn State is up 14 of it as Rutgers coming off the U. My brother said if Rutgers somehow beats Ohio State, he's going to put all of his money on FanDuel that Rutgers is going to lose to Penn State the next week. Remember this, and I'll say this, you've heard it on the show. There was a headline in the Columbus Dispatch many moons ago. Google it. The headline said, and this is funny, all you sports fans out there, think about this. The headline said, Rutgers will never, ever beat Ohio State. Now, think about that. Like, to be the editor of a newspaper and say, You know what, I'm going to, and you know what, so far, it's been like bone accurate. It's like we've been down. We were down 35-0 in the first quarter one year.
Right.
Anyway, should be fun. But of course, Absolute Eyewear, sponsors of favorite thing of our show, the NFL Stinks List, sponsored by Absolute Eyewear, with contributions by Tyson Hogan and Darryl Clark here from the Omni. All right, well, I think I was a little kind this week. I don't know why, but I was. And here we go. Hate to say it, but I got New England Patriots at very good at 9-2. I can't believe the Patriots are good again. It makes me insane. I have the Buffalo Bills. I'm upgrading them to good at 7-3. I'm upgrading in a rare, I must have been drinking this morning, which I'm going to get to something about day drinking in a second. The Miami Dolphins, 2 in a row. I'm going to put them at average. That's my gift to you. New York Jets, you stink. Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm going to upgrade them from stink to average. They're 6-4.
They lost Rogers for a little while, so we'll see.
Yeah, so is he out this week? Is that official?
He broke his wrist, yeah.
Yeah, but he might play, I thought. Anyway, and listen, there's Baltimore Ravens. I upgraded them to good. They won 4 in a row, but I think, what's his name, may not play this week. They don't know yet. Also, Cincinnati Bengals, you stink. And the game of the week, after coming off a loss to the Dallas Cowboys, the LA Raiders take on Shador in his first start after doing shitty last week. He's finally going to have snaps all week. I predict here on the Jimmy Palumbo Show, we will be talking about a different storyline. I think Shador is going to light it up on Sunday.
My God. Yeah, based on what? His last performance? Yeah, okay.
Well, listen, he got in the game midway. You know, it was crazy.
He got in the game because the season's over, man. It's over.
No, he got in the game because the other guy got his bell rung. I think right there you're going to see Shador have a good game. Indianapolis Colts, you're very good. Jacksonville Jaguars get the upgrade to average. The Houston Texans, average. When's the last time Houston was average? They're 5-5. Again, the Texans are better now. Giants still stink. And the Tennessee Titans, atrocious. Denver Broncos, I held off. I'm putting them at, they've won 8 in a row, which in the NFL, that just doesn't happen that much unless you're Tom Brady. I got it. The Denver Broncos is very good. I don't see it. I have the Los Angeles Chargers. Okay, enough with the Chargers now. Okay, I think you guys are average, heading in the wrong direction. And you know what? The Kansas City Chiefs, I think you guys stink. And to drop the mic there. And the Vegas Raiders, I did watch a little bit of that game. I think you guys stink too. So that's that. Philadelphia Eagles. I had to put them at very good. I hated even putting it in. They've won 4 in a row.
The worst way to fucking win a game is how they did it the other night.
I know, but still, I got up. They're 8-2. Makes me sick. I finally
come get some this week, Philly. It's time. Let's go.
I had to put who did the Cowboys play the Eagles this week?
Yeah.
I upgraded the Cowboys to average 4-5-1. They could easily, that record could be changed a little bit, but they won some, they lost some, they should have won, that's just weird season for them. Maybe the guy dying will inspire them. Who the hell knows? Commanders, I'm sorry, you guys stink. And the New York Giants, I didn't put you at atrocious because I thought you should have won the Packer game. They didn't play all that bad, so I put you at the regular stink. That's where the Giants, I don't like to put the Giants in atrocious. I just want to put them right where they belong, on the pedestal of stink. And that's what they do. Now, NFC North, which is done by Tyson Hogan and myself. Now, Tyson has the Chicago Bears as good. I refuse to do that. I have them as average. Green Bay Packers, Tyson Hogan has them as average. I have them as stink. I think they stink. The Detroit Lions, I have them as stink. Tyson has them as average. And, of course, we both think Vikings stink. So
you have the Detroit Lions as a stink?
I think they stink, bro. They're the most overrated team I've seen in years. I'm tired of Lions. Matter of fact, you know what? Fourth quarter, Giants will totally be in the.
All right, so in your opinion, who's winning that division?
That's like you going to Vegas with your little 3 wins in a row.
I think Detroit.
Who do you think?
I think Detroit.
Okay.
They'll get right. I mean, like I said, they could have won the other night. So
I think that whole division stinks, and surprisingly so. Even though, anyway, that's a classic current NFL division. No one's my stinks list was designed for that division right there. But in the NFC South, Darryl Clark getting involved. We both think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are average. He has the Carolina Panthers as stink, but they're 6-5, and they've stunk for a long. They've been regulars at the Stink Bar and Grill here. I have them as average. I got a smile on a Dave Stern show at the Stink Bar and Grill here. The Giants, of course, have their own table, reserved, 4 TV setup. He has the Atlanta Falcons as average. I have him as stink. I don't know. Falcons, I don't know. They're 3-7. They lost 5 in a row. I don't know. Maybe you were drinking, Darryl, on that one. And, of course, we both have the New Orleans Saints as stink. I didn't give them the atrocious because they won last week. Now, the team that is going to win the Super Bowl, the Los Angeles Rams, at very good. I think they're going to win it all. I really do. Seattle Seahawks, I have as good. 49ers as good. And the Cardinals at stink. So we got 1 atrocious, 13 stinks, 9 averages, 4 goods. And for the first time on the Jimmy Palumbo Show, 5 very goods. I don't remember me going 5. That's a lot. Maybe at one point last year I had them, but 5 very goods. We'll see what happens. And that is it for the Jimmy Palumbo Stinks list. A shout out to Brian at One Bite Creative, 323-316-8064. You got some shit going on with a website? That's your guy. Call him up. He'll do you a great website. He's been helping us out with Beer League. So that's it. That's it for our show. We got Beer League read-through on Sunday. Excuse me. Looks like we're going to be starting up in February. I think that's all we got. Yankees, at Grisham. I don't understand the matching offer. Nobody cares. All right, so give him, I don't know.
They offered him. He accepted. That's it. That's, right, whatever. Grisham was a serviceable hand all year. I mean, came up in some big spots, but he also, struck out in big spots. So he's a halfway. I'm interested to see where the Yankees go because, man, that rotation is going to be something special. And now there's rumors about adding another arm. So it's like we'll see. The pitching is going to be there. We just got to find the bats. So we'll see.
But listen, I just brought it up because it made the news. But when you start talking baseball in November before Thanksgiving, there's something wrong with us. Even though you're wearing a Yankee hat, which is very funny. All right, that's it for the Jimmy Palumbo Show. We will see you next week. Show number 2, Reggie Jackson.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.